Eta, hola, it's Molo. I want to talk to you guys today about the idea of living in the end. You know, because why? Nobody starts anything before it is finished. And I'm going to say that again just in case you think that I missed my words. Nobody starts anything before it is finished. Suppose you're trying to build a house, right? Before you dig up the foundation or lay the first brick, the first thing you're gonna do is design the house. You're gonna envision it. You're gonna imagine what the house is gonna look like. You're gonna where the bedrooms are gonna be, where the kitchen is gonna be, how many bedrooms are gonna be there, the living room, the garage. You're gonna create the house. You're gonna put it all together before you even lay the first brick, which means by the time you lay your first brick, the house is already finished, literally, because by the time you start the house, you start digging the foundation, you already know what the result is going to look like. So rather than just looking at the house from the foundation point of view, you are looking at it from a whole house perspective. You know that the house is already finished long before you start it. The same principle applies with success, my friend. For you to know where you're going in your life, you've got to be able to go to the end. You've got to go to the end of the whole process and say, what type of life do I want to live? What do I want to do with my life every single day? How do I want to look inside my body? What type of money, finances, what economically, how do I want to be, and what the quality of relationships? How do I want the quality of my life to be generally? So you go to the end of your life and then you go to the beginning and start the process. So basically, this is what I'm saying to you. To start the whole process, my friend, you gotta be able to look at your life right now and be honest with yourself and say, where am I? How am I doing? How is my life today? And is my life the way I want it to be? So you gotta be honest with yourself and say, assess my life. Am I who I wanna be? How are my finances? How is my body? Do I look the way I wanna look? Am I doing with my life what I wanna be doing? How is my relationship with my partner? Am I having the best relationship ever? And so you assess your life and say, based on where I am, perhaps I need to improve. I need to work on my goals more. I need to work on my body. I need to work on my finances, or I want to work on my relationship. So the first key is to be honest with yourself about where you are and then taking responsibility, then saying, okay, well, this is where my life is. You know what? I'm going to work on it to improve it, which means then you've got to be able to take the next step, which is the next step saying, okay, since I already am aware of how my life is and I don't necessarily want it to be this way, the next step then is to say, how do I want my life to be then? So what do I want to spend most of my time doing with my life? What kind of work do I want to serve to humanity? What type of body do I want to live in? Am I happy with the way I look? And if I'm not happy, how do I want to look? How are my finances? Am I happy with the amount of money that I'm earning? Is it enough to help me, my family, and my people that I care about? And if not, what can I do? I need to get out of debt. How do I then get to the next level? How do I want my finances to be? And my relationship with my partner especially, how do I want it to be if it is not the way I want it to be? So then you gotta be able to define what a quality life will look like for you. And the best way to do that is to then look at somebody who has already produced the results that you want. So if you want to become a writer, you gotta study somebody who is already a successful writer. If you want to lose weight, you want to study somebody who was once big and worked hard and transformed their body and became in a way that they are happy about. So you then study somebody who has already produced the results, because, my man, trying to do everything, trying to figure out the whole thing all by yourself might be a little bit complicated because there's a lot of things that you don't know. And so there is somebody who has already produced the results, and what you need to do is study them. Why? Because success, my friend, is replicable, which means you just have to do what they did and then you'll be able to produce the results that they produced. So understand this though. Somebody once said this: you cannot talk yourself out of something you behaved into. So it means if you are aware of how your life is and you don't like it, you gotta be aware of the fact that you're not just going to talk yourself out of that thing. You have got to behave yourself out of it. The same way you continuously behaved until you started producing the results that you have today, you are going to now have to work on making sure that you create some new rituals, some new behaviors that allow you to behave yourself into the person that you want to become. All right? So somebody once said this quote that says that to do something you've never done, you must be willing to become someone you have never been. Understand that it is going to take you creating a new version of yourself in order to produce the results that you want to produce. So once you are aware of who you are or where you are, and you then aware of what you want to produce in your life, and you figure out who you need to study in order to produce the results that you want, the last thing that's left really is for you to commit to taking action. Because listen, man, your house is never going to stand if you have this vision, if you have this plan about how many rooms you want to have and where the kitchen is going to be and how many garages you want to have, but then you never call the people, you never get the money to put together, you never work on making sure that you have everything aligned, and then start sticking the foundation and laying brick. So the same principle applies to your life. If you want to start seeing results after assessing your life and then clearing out how you would like your life to be, the next step really is to commit to working on it. So every single day you gotta say, what are some of the behaviors that this person that I admire has incorporated into their lives that has allowed them to produce the results that they have, that I need to incorporate in my life that would allow me to produce the results that I want to produce. You get it? And every single day, you take the behaviors, the rituals, the habits, the action steps that are going to help you on a consistent basis continuously work hard until you get to the point where now you are behaving as though you already are the man or the woman that you aspire to be, or that you have already reached the results. Here's the literal reason why that is critical. You're not just going to wake up one day and suddenly you're successful, or you have the body you want, or your finances are in order, or your relationship with your partner is the best relationship. That's not just going to happen by osmosis. You gotta understand it's going to take action. So the more you behave, the more you take the action steps, the rituals, the habits every single day, over a period of time, what was once awkward, because it is going to be awkward in the beginning when you start incorporating some of these behaviors. Understand that it is uncommon to you. But the more you do something, they say we are what we repeatedly do. So the more you do this thing, the more you become it. And over a period of time, slowly, you see yourself begin to lay brick into the life that you want. And over a period of time, boom, you have finally become that person, and somebody's going to call you on the radio and say, hey man, we heard about you. Or then finally your body starts taking shape, or finally you start banking up that money, or finally the relationship with your spouse becomes the best relationship ever, simply because you started saying, I gotta actively take control of this process instead of hoping that things are going to get better. And if you do that, my friend, if you do that, if you live in the end, if you live every day as though you already are the person you aspire to be, if you commit to doing the things that have produced the results in successful people, and then you incorporate them in your life, and then until you start seeing the results, if you commit that to doing that, I promise you are going to be the reason why other people are inspired, because you, my friend, did not hope. You worked, you dedicated yourself until you started producing the results, because you realized that in order to create the life that you want, you gotta forget who you are and live as though you already are the man or the woman you aspire to be. And I will catch you on the next video, my good friend. Cheers.